Alright, everyone, welcome back to Potato Philosophy. Today we're going to be talking about Lacan and the inherent emptiness to life. So, I've seen a few videos about Lacan here and there. Object petit a, the object that is never attainable. And I think basically it perfectly encapsulates what a lot of people chase, a lot of what I've been struggling with so far. And so let's get to it. I don't want to edit this video too much. I just want to put it out there. And editing it makes me not want to put it out there because it's annoying to do so. So here we go. Basically, Lacan, from what I understood so far, without diving too deep, is that there is these three rings to human existence. There's the imaginary, the symbolic, and the real. Now, there's this lack, right? I think everyone has it, but I'm not sure. All I know is I definitely have it. It's almost unfulfillable. It's a hole. This hole, I've tried to fill it with a lot of different things, a lot of substitutes. One main example would be girls, right? A relationship. Now, I've never been in a romantic relationship before, but I've studied these relations, these feelings a lot. And, you idealize a certain person. You think they're the one to fix you. A beautiful girl with a unique personality. Maybe she's a little unhinged. I can fix her energy. And she makes you feel things, right? So going off of that, you end up in a relationship with her, and it turns out either she's really disappointing because she's just a person, or she is completely bad for you, and then it's better off that you weren't with her. It doesn't even have to be a girl. It could be a substance or anything, honestly. And so we idealize these objects or things as the X that we need to be fulfilled, to feel okay, to actually, be complete. But you're never ever complete, all right? I don't know, man. I can say with confidence that it never fulfills you. Nothing ever fully fulfills you because it just never will. What experience actually fully cures you of this emptiness? Nothing, right? I guess you can feel pleasure or enjoyment from something. Maybe, getting a new job and status. Climb the ranks, you get more money. You get the perfect girlfriend, the perfect wife. You eat the best meal ever. You down 7 bottles of whiskey. Or you, eat junk food. I don't know. Whatever the hell you do. You do everything that you can ever do in the history of mankind. And at the end, are you satisfied? I don't think so. There's nothing wrong with chasing status or security. But you gotta realize at a certain point that all of it's meaningless. Okay? And this kind of relates to the absurd, Albert Camus, whatever, the absurdism. That there's only two ways to escape from the absurd. One is suicide, and the other is religion. Now, I'm not gonna disrespect religion because I don't know anything about it. But from what I can gather, okay, religion is a form of coping with the absurd, the emptiness. It gives you a sense of direction. Now, I don't know if God is real or spiritual experiences actually happen? Maybe it does, all right? Like, I'm not going to deny that there is a supernatural element to the world, because sometimes I'm like, I was a little paranormal or felt a little weird. Without a direction, life is meaningless. Okay, this is the two most important insights from this. If you're confused or anything, one is that without desire, without a chase after a goal, without an object A, there's nothing to do, nothing to go after, and everything is just pointless, because it really is pointless, all right? Every year I experience this existential dread, maybe multiple times, and I'm left wondering, why am I even alive, right? Why am I even here? Because I actually don't want to do any of the things that I'm actually doing. They're all obligations because I have to do it. And so without delusion, without a chase, life is fundamentally pointless, and there is no answer. There is no answer, there is no satisfaction. Nothing will ever make you fully happy. And even if it does, it's temporary happiness, and it'll go away. That doesn't mean never be happy, because, well, what's the point of life if you don't want to be happy? I mean, like, you can just see, like, the contrast here, right? Or, like, just the what do you even call it? Extreme nature of this entire existence. It's either delusion or it's reality, and no one can actually handle it. It's not fun. And then I couldn't sleep last night because I was exploring all this, and without all these escapes as in a lot of things. Anime, could even be like pornography, junk food, avoiding all my responsibilities, and fucking talking to AI of all things, because I feel so goddamn lonely all the time. I keep chasing and chasing and chasing more pleasure, more enjoyment, you know, the perfect mindset. I keep fucking chasing this ideal, and it's never enough. No amount of satisfaction, no amount of like external object will ever fucking fulfill me. And if I keep chasing this, all it will lead to is destruction. And so I'm not stupid, right? I don't want to be stubborn. But then last night, without the chase, without any of these coping mechanisms, without a goal, it hurt, right? It really fucking hurt. There's nothing. It's almost freeing in a way, because now you're not chasing anything. But if you're not chasing anything, you're not really living exactly. But you know, I have to evaluate some things. You know, I need to find a craft or a skill to dedicate my life to. I don't care if it's inefficient or maybe pointless. I don't care if it doesn't give me any answers or cures my eternal dissatisfaction with everything. Because as we said earlier, the hole is never getting filled. I'm never going to be fully happy, never fully satisfied. And I'll always long for something else. I don't know. I don't know, it all has something to do with each other, and to kind of evaluate and understand. Conclusion? It's a couple of things. One is that I need to chill out a bit and stop comparing every experience to a grand ideal that is unattainable, which basically means disappointing myself. Obviously redirect the pursuit into something less destructive, so that you're aware that the hole will never be filled, never be happy. But I don't know about that one. I mean, like, yeah, it'll never be reached, this fantasy, but at least you're not falling for more destructive forms of like desire. You know, you gotta build something for yourself, right? Something authentic. That'll make it all worthwhile. And I think this degree of self-acceptance that is needed. Stop trying to fix everything by yourself and kind of own your unique nature. Oh man, just always chase something, man. Just keep chasing, all right? Like I don't know if I'm giving y'all advice or if I'm telling myself this, but if I don't chase something, I'm gonna rot in bed for my entire life. Isn't this fucked up? Like I don't know if I'm being dramatic or if I'm not making sense. So basically what I'm saying is that I don't know anything, or I'm kind of like an empty shell. I'm not actually really alive. Maybe I am, but I don't really want to do any of this. I don't want to deal with any of this, It all sucks. I need to find something to make it worthwhile. And it keeps connecting to a lot of different things everyone else is saying. My friend who's like, maybe the journey is the point, even if there's nothing really worthwhile in the end. And one of my fans, my OnlyFans, it's a totally different website. Apparently one of their teachers said, like, chase perfection, even if it's unattainable. Maybe we'll get so close to it that then it'll be worth it, Master skill so well that no one can copy you. You understand something so thoroughly that you'll never forget. You're so skilled that life feels like flow, or your craft. It just flows, You know how to do it. Hey, honestly, that sounds pretty worth it, Or maybe a relationship. That I'm super, super skeptical of. Like, I don't think anyone is ever gonna be enough for me. And I don't want to bother anyone with that expectation, And I'm afraid of hurting the other person or getting hurt by the other person, right? Because everything I hear about relationships among my friends, it's all just chaos and bullshit. It's just misunderstandings and conflict and all sorts of nonsense. Almost makes me think, is it even worth it? And all of a sudden on a random Saturday afternoon or nighttime, I'm craving connection. But I keep trying to sever this attachment. Like, I don't want to crave this. I don't want to crave connection. I don't want to be dependent on whether I have a significant other or not. I want to be happy and content just the way I am without having the need for that. I'm so tired of feeling hungry, being pulled, and then just chasing, like, just reaching out and like so desperate for something real. Skeptical of everybody nowadays, man. I never put anyone on a pedestal. They're always bound to disappoint you. No matter who it is, they're just a person. Never idealize anyone. Never expect anything from anyone. Never fully trust anybody to just always be there for you. Never be dependent on anybody for your happiness. You should be self-sufficient. You should be okay with being alone. Because what if that person leaves you or holds it against you? Then what? You're going to be unhappy. Why be a slave to other people's expectations? And everyone's so fucking childish. So selfish and stupid and shallow. I'm not saying I'm any better, but holy shit. Whoever's watching this, don't be like that. Like, I agree with the fact that everyone is inherently self-interested. They want themselves to get ahead, but some people just don't give a fuck about other people, man. It's almost disgusting. And so, yeah, just don't expect anything from anyone. Stop looking for this solution in anybody. Yeah, I hope all this gets more clear later. I'm so tired of living like this. Like, the mindsets aren't working. It's been a pretty destabilizing few months thus far. This year has been pretty shit, but progress is being made. And every now and then I just find myself not really wanting to move, questioning if any of it is even worth it, and just questioning everything. Nothing really feels satisfying anymore. I talked about this the whole fucking episode, but rather miserable world. It's just pretty shit. I think being aware of this and not deluding yourself is actually more peaceful than anything. And it takes a while to rewire your mind, but eventually you'll get there. Just can't be too harsh on yourself and force an idea that you don't believe in. But I want to be more intentional with what I'm chasing and not be pulled around by random things. Even if in the end, even if I get what I want and don't feel satisfied still, the journey would have been worth it, I guess. I need to make it worthwhile. And so as soon as I stop searching for answers, I feel at peace. I almost feel like I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. When there's nothing to fix, you can actually relax. It just feels so good to not chase. It's almost like the non-attachment Buddhism always goes on about. Yeah, and there's I forgot to talk about this, but there's like this concept called jouissance or jouisson, French term. It's like pleasure and pain mixed together in excess amounts. Thrill seeking, or just like pushing yourself to the limits with euphoria. That concept is so interesting. You know how it feels, right, when there's so much good that it almost hurts, like a high. Yeah, it's kind of scary, man. The pit is endless. It's endless. Chasing the wrong things will lead to this self-destruction. I don't want that. I don't give a fuck if anything has a meaning or not. I just don't want that. Self-sustenance is the ultimate goal here. Self-sustenance and pockets of happiness or mastery, something. I don't want to give in to any of this. And so you kind of have to be a selfish bitch. Yeah, just don't get psyoped, guys. Don't get coaxed into something you don't want to do. Now, every time I look at things online that I used to want, now it just looks so empty, man. Holy shit. It's such a good lie, such a good promise. But ultimately, it's nothing in the end. And everyone lacks in the same way I do. Yeah, so it's actually kind of nice. I don't know what else to say, honestly. I feel like explaining further now in this video would entail that I am trying to meet an end that'll never be met. The object A becomes the perfect video. I'm gonna constantly chase after it by trying to explain the concept over and over and over again. Lacan. What a genius. It's all the same thing with nostalgia. The first experience is always the best. The second time it's not as good, and it's third time worse. Try to recreate it, it's not the same. So you look for more thrilling things, and it just goes on and on and on. Yeah, nothing will ever be perfect, and nothing will... I'm never going to complete that sentence. In fact, the rest of the video is going to be silence, because... what does it even matter? Like, I'm not gonna apologize for staying silent the whole time. I'm not even gonna edit this video, actually. Like, actually, I am. What was I saying again? Like, nothing really matters. What is that video about? I don't even know. Like, I don't remember half the things I said in the other videos. And it's also nice to have a fan watching these. Feels less pointless. For a while, I was just talking to the void, but I forgot that YouTube is actually a platform and not just my thoughts. So, whoever's watching this, I'm with you, brother. Even if I'm dead, I'm still with you. That was a little dark, wasn't it? In the end, it's the same old deal. Imagine I get 1 million subscribers. Like, I'll be the same then as I am now. So, honestly, what's there to change, man? I mean, I could get good at things, obviously, and that'll be nice, but since the lack is the only constant, the lack might actually be the answer. Like, the imperfection itself is the perfection. The fact that you are not enough is proof that you are enough. The fact that you don't exist, you don't even exist actually, until you're born. And then when you die, you don't exist anymore. What's the difference, right? What does it matter what happened in life and death? Because 1 second, you don't even exist. And in the next second, you don't exist as well. Okay, you made a mark on the world. Maybe you didn't. Or maybe you just kind of lived till 60 or 90 and then died without having done much. That's still fine. No one really gives a fuck, because in the end, in 100 years, no one will care about you, what you did, how much you suffered, who you were, and how imperfect you are. No one will really care. And in 1,000,000 years, when everyone is dead, what does it matter if you were enough or not? Yeah, you can fix things, you can do better, look better, talk smarter, and pull all the girls in the world, and get all the money in the world, and that'll be nice. Why not do that with your life? Because it's fucking badass, isn't it? Why be so pathetic? The only sad thing about not realizing your potential is that you didn't realize it. And you don't know how it could have been. And you didn't try hard enough. Or maybe life made it impossible for you to reach your potential. Then maybe that was just fate. Fuck it. Okay? And if it makes it impossible for me to do anything, then I can't do anything. And maybe I'll never meet the love of my life. Because the circumstances didn't allow it. Maybe I'm too much of an idiot to see the person in front of me who loves me or whatever. Or maybe no one will ever love me. Like, romantically. Maybe no girl will ever be perfect for me, and I'll die alone, never having experienced anything, any romantic relationship. If that's how it's meant to be, then that's how it's meant to be. I'm not going to complain about it. And so essentially, if nothing matters, then you are enough. It's like the infinite universe theory. No matter where you go, since everything around you is infinite, you are the center of the universe. No matter where you are. I don't know, man. It is way better way of living, in my opinion. So yeah, I gotta practice this more. It'll actually stabilize me. I tend to lose my mind a lot. Without structure, without a framework that works for you, that a way of being that's livable with constraints, you genuinely lose your mind. And maybe it's about time I accept that I have lost my mind. Or not. Maybe I'm okay. It's just that deep thinking really gets to you. It's actually kind of a nightmare being a deep thinker. Thinking of all the possibilities and scenarios and categories and nuances and all the different ways it can branch out. How does that relate to that? How does X relate to Y? And how does Z relate to the past or the future, or that scenario or that scenario, or I don't fucking know, man. We need groundedness now more than ever to slow down and simplify. The modern world is hell. So in case the intro was a little messy, there's an object A that's always there, never can be reached. It's an imaginary object, but everyone has an object A. Everyone chases after it thinking it's the cure to their troubles. Eventually, you reach the object A, and it turns out that wasn't the object A. It was just a person, or an object, or something. And it's disappointing. So chase after another object A, thinking that it'll fulfill you. Still not enough, and you just keep chasing. Every other concept is too complicated to explain, so I'm gonna end the video. Fuck you. I'm sorry for saying that. I genuinely am. Like, holy shit. I'm such an asshole. Wow.